very much about the content. What we are trying to understand is when you are addressing a complex problem, you not only look at the complex of the individual challenges, just like for example like this, you might not have the capability to address the thing, but see the bigger picture of it, see from a user perspective, also see from the what you call the external factors, how it will influence this. That is the learning here. See the big picture of addressing the problem. So that is the learning. Okay, good one. Yes, let's have our friend there. So this was the complete lineup. The EV from one point until this point. I want to take about 5 minutes. Tomorrow I will spend more time on this. This framework is a framework that was developed for a strategic thinker. Okay? And how does this framework work to think very strategically? Okay? Now, here he has 3 time frame. From the past to the present, to the future. Okay? So he looks at from the past. Now first is you have to identify a topic that is a concern to you, a topic that is bothering you. So that's called the domain that you want to discover, you want to explore, you want to find and fix the problem. So you identify the topic. So in this case, we were talking about we are talking about water and availability of water in terms of supply and demand. So that's the concern we talk about. Now, once you have the topic, the next thing is to assess to see what is the emerging issue in that particular domain. What is the emerging issue in that particular domain? For example, you are talking about supply and demand, and there's a gap. And what is the emerging issue? So the emerging issue will be, in this particular case, will be the assets, very old assets, then leakages in water, and then we are talking about identifying the source of water so that there's sustainability for the supply. Okay, so that is a couple of what we call as emerging issues. Now, when you identify the emerging issue, and then you see what could happen or what might happen in the future. So you're talking into the future, and then we're building what we call as scenarios. So he built certain scenarios. One of the scenarios he built was to have own water treatment, own capacity to build water, or have their own water source. So that's what he called looking into the future. Okay? Alternative future scenarios. Now from the scenarios, you define the implication. Okay? If this emerging issue, what are the implications? And then you go into what we call as a strategy. So this is how you think when you're looking into a subject matter like this. Any of those 3 areas we talked about, you have not just stopped at the present. You may want to explore, to think beyond that. And this is what we call anticipating capability. So your problem and your solution should not just stop at the present or what you can do now. Even for example, in this case here, this is a very good example here. They talked about coming and building, having their own, they manage the contractors themselves. So we could not see what is the future options are, what are the future difficulties are, what might be in the future. They should see what might be, say, if these things happens, what might happen in the future. Okay, so that is what we are looking at into the future. So every situation of emerging issue, like this case, what will be the emerging issue here? If you are talking in this particular case, what is the emerging issue here? If you take over and manage yourself, have you identified the emerging issue? What could be an emerging issue there? So one of the emerging issues be availability of talent to support the operations. Okay? That is the only constraint they will have. whether yes.
How about anti-competition?
Think about it.
How about anti-competition?
Anti.
Competition.
Yeah. You answer that.
In what sense?
Let's say outside can do much cheaper and they have updated technology. So how we keep up with that?
Well, that's why we need to keep up the trend. We need to see what our competitor is doing in terms of construction, technology also. From our side, we need to keep updating ourselves. Because we also have our own data collection of price in the current market right now. So we know what sort of price is ranging on all the labors, materials, all those things. So that pretty much quite updated.
Definitely, you will have a better control. You control better control in terms of quality and standard.
How it revolutionized our business. I was talking about the 65, 35 value chain. Now, of the 35 that is 65, we managed to get around 35. Further value add by having the contractors profit now. That's just a value chain. Right?
Yes.
Deeper into the value chain. The other thing is to have a wall like this, a smooth wall, you need to make sure 15 items before you will have a
Straight
smooth
wall.
wall like this, yes. In the normal conventional construction. With IDS, you only need to take care of 4 items to have the perfect wall. Imagine. That's
Yes.
the comparison. And how do we keep abreast with the competition? So far, in Sabah, none of the contractors or developers having this kind of technology and manufacturing capability.
Capabilities.
Yes, so far.
So that's a differentiation.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Think to be all of that. By then, all of this, because it's all in-house, whether or not we are able to compete with outside market, it's all up to us.
Yeah.
So it's everyone's responsibility, not just particular someone.
Because this is the in-house capabilities.
Our drive of in-house capability will either lead us to be like Sunny or to be maybe worse than the competition. But if you don't try, like the fish never jump,
Yeah.
they'll never get into the bigger glass.
Yes.
But what seems to be happening is that you have good control over it. That's number one. You can manage time. So this is the what seems that you will benefit from that in terms of time and control. So this is another factor. And then when you build your own capabilities, you can use that capability to do for something else. Okay, so you can develop another business. You wouldn't know along the value chain, right? So that's like Masing. Masing first built capabilities only plastics. They were in the plastic business. Just normal low-end products. Every plastic you see in the 70s and the 80s come from Masing. That manufacturing skill took them to do developers quality. That took them to do into now they went into glove factory. Okay? They started making gloves. We're not sure whether they made money or not, but that's the scheme. Okay? So in general, what we are trying to say is the learning is this. As a strategic thinker, when you face a domain or when you face a challenge and you're trying to understand the challenge, you need to look for emerging issue. That's the point I'm trying to say here. And then you got to ask yourself, if this is an emerging issue, what could be 5 years from now? That's a question you must ask. Just ask. No answer, no information, nobody knows. But we expect you to ask that question. Ask that question. If you ask that question, it's very good. Now, when you ask that question, you create scenarios. This is what we call alternative futures. You create scenarios. Now, when you create scenarios, it gives you a feel. What if? What might be? Or what could be? So you have several scenarios, and then you try to make a decision what is the best scenario to choose from, and then only you formulate strategy. So strategy is not brainstorming. Strategy is to address issue. Strategic planning is not brainstorming. Strategic planning comes from issue. Remember this. You don't just do strategy by brainstorming. You don't do strategic planning by brainstorming. You got to go back to the issue. And you build strategic planning, you need to have projects. Projects means money. And money means you must monitor. Monitor means you must have KPI. If you don't have KPI, nobody will give you the money. Because you don't have the capability to monitor. I give you money, you don't know how to monitor. Then the next question is, I give you the money, what happened to the project? Is it in line with the strategic plan or not? Are you following the plan? No, boss. Every day, 85% of my time I'm doing operational jobs. No time to look at the strategic plan. Once a year, we will do that. That's not good. Are you doing the strategic plan in line with the strategy? I'm not sure. Is your strategy addressing the issue? Kita pun tak tahu lah. So you see the leakages. This is what we call professional organization. If you are not following the link, that is considered as unprofessional, just doing by luck. You are trying your luck, so happen good times, just like the plantation factories. Anyone who have plantation can make money. Anyone who have plantation can make money. You know why? The plantation, the oil price is so high. So simply to close eyes, you still make money, man. The challenge will be when that drops. That is where the challenge is. So that is what we are sharing here. 2, 3 years, 5 years, at least start to ask questions. Along the way, you definitely find answers as you move forward. Okay? So I hope you benefited from this. But tomorrow I will do a workshop on this. So that's basic background of this information. Now, as usual, I wanted to go around the table, just to review and recap to see what amount of learning took place for the day. Did you learn anything from this program or not? So just start with her first. What was your learning for the day?
I learned how to do what should I do first. I mean, the priority of my job responsibility every day. So from now on, I think I can plan already and do some planning and do some strategy plans for my department.
Okay. How does this course help you?
How this
Or not this one day session?
For today, I think it's give me, it's helped me a lot. I mean, I know already what I want to plan after this, and I need to get all the responsibility to all my teams.
Okay, very good. Look, she's very attentive and she was inquiring mind. What did you learn from this program?
Really steps in making decision. All involve strategic thinking, analyzing, and really for making decision.
Okay, very good. Yes?
The steps that they are talking about from situation up to the imaging issues up to the all those critical thinking and leading towards strategic. Currently I think all whatever sharing here being said, the mapping up to the critical thinking is there, and moving forward a little bit further is
To the
in the
strategic
strategic
thinking.
thinking.
Very
Yes.
good. Good one.
I think critical thinking is always required for architects, but I think right now it's more towards the strategy.
Balancing between critical and strategic. Right? Yes?
Use the 6W to unfold what's under the stone.
Flip the stone. So the boss morning said, what he said, remember what he said? Turn the
Stone.
Leave no stone.
Don't leave any
Leave no
stone
stone
unturned. So and the technique is 6W. Very good. You connect the dot, huh? Yes. That's a good one.
That's what I wanted to say, but he said.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, but it gave me a plenty insights of how to tackle issues, especially for my team. a lot of critical thinking definitely, and to resolve it is not just an overnight, but need a lot of planning, teamwork, and to oversee the whole operation. And I think so. That's what I see.
With your exposure, it should give more value adding.
Yes.
It should be a balancing between operational work and also the strategy,
Yes.
as what you mentioned.
Correct. If 85% of the time you are operational, then nobody do want to do the strategic work. Okay.
On the map, on the mapping of the thinking, and then how to plan it and solving the issues. I think it's you show it how you look at the view and you solve it in another perspective. I think that is something is a good things to share.
Just to sharpen the. Remember, all of you are very experienced people. First foundation. It just add value to what you have. So that is the point you must consider. Okay. Yes.
I think I got to learn about the company's context of organization. To be part of PMU unit, I think the challenges for our unit is to be able to provide fast-track sustainable construction quality that able to cater the community needs. So our opportunities with this is we can offer rapid construction delivery, sustainable living, and minimization of the construction cost and housing reduction of cost, housing cost. I mean the sales, similar something like that.
Okay. So at least we see that our offerings a balance between operation and sustainability.
Yes.
The system a complete affordable value chain.
Yes.
Okay.
Learn that change is happening every day, every minute, so we have to always think outside the box to face these changes.
That's a good one. You cannot escape from changes. The wake of change is always there. So it's only we, internal organization, must ready to accept the change, because change is a reality.
True.
Okay? Yes.
I've learned a lot, especially for the critical thinking, that we cannot just accept what people ask us to do. We must question them. We must understand why. Is it achievable or not? And then at the same time, it will lead to us to the strategic thinking. So I think that is important as a manager level, as a leader. And then in this session also we share how our opinion. So we learn from their perspective, your perspective. So it's something which is meaningful to everybody.
No. It was always said that strategic thinking is best practice if it's discussed with among members. Because everyone can surface the obstacles. What you cannot see, others can see. So that's good. Yes?
The thing that which is value to me is the mindset, the fixed mindset and the
Growth mindset.
Yeah, because that one is when you are in the fixed mindset, how to unlock it. So this is what I thinking about how to improve in this area.
So if you're already in a fixed mindset, how to unlock it?
Yeah.
Get a spare key and open it.
I learned about how to solve the problem and not to stop until this decision analysis, and must go with the potential problem analysis for a better solutions and also for future problem solving.
You don't just stop with a solution.
Yes.
Okay? You want to see any other potential challenges in that solution or not. Right?
Same like this morning, learn how to ask the right questions, but now how to use the right question in mapping big picture.
Okay, you're asking the right question to map the big picture. Because when you ask the question, you map or you source for information. The question leads you to a lot of data to map it out. Mapping means visual. Okay? Yes, boss.
I reserve my comment for the last one because what I comment may influence their.
Okay,
Yes,
good one.
Paul?
For me, I think I know where I am within this category that we have just explained throughout today. So I think for that reason, I know now that the strategic thinking is very important in terms of to solve the obstacles, and also I think the SWOT analysis is very important in looking at all the options that we wanted to go through. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
You're trying to emphasize is when you think strategically, you will always see obstacles.
Yes.
From the obstacles, you see opportunities or not.
Yes. Exactly.
So to see the obstacle, you got to see the obstacle in many perspectives. Okay, you don't see it as a problem. You see it as many perspectives. Maybe you can find a solution when others cannot see. Correct?
Okay, this was taught me how to take a holistic approach to day-to-day issue and solving problems, which has helped me really a lot on my day-to-day job.
Holistic view, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Afindi.
For me, sir, don't choose shortcut. Whatever we do, don't choose shortcut. Lengthy process, just follow whatever it is. If we come across any obstacle, then we sit down together, teamwork. Maybe use the critical thinking, strategic thinking in order to tackle everything. I think this benefit for organization like KKIP.
So if it's a complex issue, you have to take time to understand it and reason out before you think strategically. Okay?
We can solve any issues or problem easily by strategic thinking.
Okay, that's good.
I learned about critical versus the strategic thinking, where critical thinking is tend to focus on immediate issue at hand, while the strategic is more to long-term vision.
Long-term vision. Yes. That's meaning you're doing things in an environment there's a lot of uncertainty. Correct? That is strategic. Critical thinking is the present situation. You're clarifying to understand what it's all about. Okay? Deep learning to understand the root cause. Okay? So that is critical thinking. Challenging assumptions or biasness. Yes.
What can I say is I can understand myself, I can avoid negative thinking, and also I can focus on my strength.
What is negative thinking, huh? It's something you taught me.
No.
Cannot do.
Sometimes I'm dealing with people with the land matters. So kadang-kadang saya tidak boleh berfikir macam mana saya boleh selesaikan masalah.
Okay.
So mungkin dengan critical thinking, strategic thinking, I can learn from that. I can focus on my job, how to handle the land matters, how to.
Okay, good. Best Spice.
I think thank you for the course. I think it promotes superior work culture for me. So
Culture, yeah.
More better work culture if we really apply what we learn here.
We can have a learning organization where everybody can talk similar frame, thinking, not only challenging, questioning information, but also same time thinking ahead. That's good, Faisal. Good one. Yes, boss. You want to summarize?
Yeah. So, to me, two things very important, other than refresher. One being that I have now kind of idea of how my colleagues think. Two is the readiness of my colleagues to the next level of performance. In that two aspect, I have insight of these two very pertinent matters to me.
Good.
Thank you.
Very good. He used the word insights. Insights essentially connect to what she was talking about, deep learning. You only do deep learning, only then you can get the insights. If you don't do deep learning, you cannot get the insights. Now, if you cannot get the insights, you cannot provide solutions. Remember this. So today, a lot of time, today businesses are focusing on insights. That means deep learning. Deep learning means you analyze, you deep learn to validate information to see is that the root cause before you offer solutions. So that's what is called insights. So take note of that. It's especially in property markets, property challenges. If you don't understand the insights, you can't build solutions. So that is a very important message he shared, and that is important as what she shared about deep learning. So I hope everybody feels comfortable. I know it's a bit difficult. It's not really difficult, but it's new knowledge, new experience. So it will take some time for us to orientate it. If we can pick and use one or two of these ideas, it further improves the business. You can make the business better by building and strengthening what we have picked up, what we have shared, what experience we have. Definitely it will benefit you. Remember, as what Dato mentioned yesterday, what you acquire and build, the skill nobody can take away. You know, it goes with you, and it's a value adding to you. If you can demonstrate your skill, people respect your skill. So that is the difference, because you come from a very unique organization with a very good role models. So your journey should be smoother. So I hope this journey is a continuous journey. Hopefully we see the learning is ongoing and improving together to make yourself better. Because at the end of the day, the result is actually human capital. The people, the way, the readiness. You see, just now I used the word readiness. Are you ready to be a strategic thinker? Tomorrow I'm going to assess you to see, are you already a strategic thinker? Level 1, level 2, we have 6 levels there. So anyway, that information only for us. So we will just to see that the readiness of you to pick up, to go for the $1 million business, so that your dream will come through. Remember, we are all moving to a dream. Don't forget that. So hopefully we can move in that direction, so that the dream can be converted. Maybe 10 years from now, it's translated. So next time, 10 years, I'll have more business with you. Okay? So you make 1 million, better for me. You make 1 million, more good for me. It's the same thing. It's a value chain, you say just now, right? Everybody make money, everybody make business. With that, thank you very much. Okay?